Hi, welcome to another episode of PhotoshopLightroomTV. I'm your host, Marek Mularczyk from saitraining.co.uk, and this is another episode of PhotoshopLightroomTV. Now, this week I've got something different for you. I'm going to have a slightly different video tutorial for you. But first, we're going to start with some info about Photoshop CS6. As you already know, Photoshop CS6 Beta is available as a free download. In case you missed my last episode of PhotoshopLightroomTV, I'm recording videos about new features in Photoshop CS6 in beta. So every day I'm recording a new video. So I've had 9 or 10 videos so far. I think they're 9. You can watch them on my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. You should see the address somewhere here. And so go and watch. And now I want to show you another video on Photoshop CS6. I'm going to show you something interesting on the Marquee Tool and Crop Tool. Okay, so let's jump into Photoshop and I'll show you something interesting. I want to crop this image and I just want to show the front part of this lens here to show that there are no scratches, for example, if I want to sell the lens. So I'm going to select the rectangular Marquee tool. Okay. Then I'm going to click and drag, holding the mouse button down. I'm using Photoshop CS6 Beta, so one of the new things in Photoshop CS6 is the width and height showing next to the cursor. Now I want to position it, so let me just show you what I want to select. I just want to select this area with the actual lens. So I say click and drag. I'm holding the mouse button down. If I want to reposition the marquee, I'll press and hold spacebar on my keyboard. So I'll move the spacebar. Okay, so it's aligning with these edges. Now I want to keep that, the right hand side and the bottom up to here. And I'll release the mouse button. Here's a couple of things I can do. Let's say I want to create an interesting effect with no background behind it outside the marquee and fading nicely. So I can click Refine Edge button in the options bar. Okay. I'm happy with the white background for now, but you can change the background, okay, to anything you want. And here's something interesting you can do in here. If you smooth the edge, you're going to get the rounded corners. Very nice, very interesting effect. Okay, very nice. Also notice another interesting thing. I've got the edge detection, well, the refine edge tool selected by default. Now if you start adding further, you're going to have the image fading into the background. Okay. Maybe even something like that. Something that used to be very popular in the past. And of course you can shift the edge, so you can either contract or expand the selection. Okay. So I'm going to leave the shift edge on 0. Quite happy with the effect. So output the selection, that's fine. I'll just press OK. So I've got these around the edges. Okay, and now let's say I decide, well, you know what, I actually want to crop this image. I want to crop it. I don't want to make a selection. I don't want to put it on a new layer. I just want to crop it just like that. With the marquee running, I'll click on the crop tool. So I get a crop around it. Okay, and now I can just crop it. I'll just press Enter on the keyboard and I'll press Enter once again and the image is cropped. I did lose the feather that I was creating because I have just cropped the image. But this is a nice example when if you create a marquee and then you decide you want to crop the image, you can just select the crop tool, press enter twice on the keyboard, and here you go, you've got your selection cropped. The crop tool is now set to selection. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this Photoshop tutorial on the marquee and crop tool. Okay, now I've got, obviously I have one more tutorial for you, but this time this is going to be a photography tutorial. Let me show you how you can, now this is something I was just playing around with my camera and I'll work it out. Here's something I find very, very useful and I've never heard of it before. Let's say you're taking photographs using live view. And you know how hard it is to focus in the live view. You may be focusing manually, you may not be using autofocus for any reason. So I found a way to make it easier to focus using live view on Canon camera. It probably works on the other cameras as well, but I'm just using a Canon camera, so I know it works on Canon camera. So this is really, really nice, and I've recorded a video for you on that. So let me show you how you can make your life easier by finding a new way, a trick on focusing in live view on your camera. Let's have a look on that. Let me show you something great that I recently found on my camera. I'm going to show you how you can easily zoom in using your camera. I'm working on a Canon, and here I'm trying to take a photo of these two bottles, and I'm zooming in, I'm focusing manually. Okay, so I'm setting it to more or less what I think should be in focus. Okay. Now here's what you can do. Here's a great feature. I can use the zoom in button, this one here, okay, to zoom in on the image. Okay. Now I can use this button here to move around. So I'm going to find the focusing point, which in this case is going to be the text at the bottom here. Right. And I can see that it's not really in focus. So I'll zoom in even further. There you go. I'm on 5 times magnification, you can see that here. We can also go up to 10 times. So I'll focus, that's great. Now let me show you another interesting feature in here. I'm just going to press this button again to go to 10 times, and then once again to zoom out. Notice that my focusing point is set in here now. Okay? But I can easily change it if I want to by using this button here again. So what I can do is I can use this button here and move it around. I want to focus somewhere else. So I could go here, for example. Then I'll press the same button to zoom in. And it's zooming in on this text. And I can focus on this guy here. Okay? That's how easy it is using the live view and these 2 buttons on Canon. I'm on manual focus. Okay, so I'm focusing manually. Right? And that's how easy it is with your Canon lens. I guess it should work on Nikon as well. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new today. I hope you haven't heard about this trick on a camera, or hope you are using an SLR camera. Obviously this works for SLR cameras, and remember, SLR cameras are not for professionals anymore. They're for everyone nowadays. Some cameras are even really, really small. Canon makes a very small SLR camera, 1000D. I think it's 1100D now as well. So it's for everyone. Okay. SLR always means better quality than compact, always. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to visit my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, for any information about Adobe Certified training, Photoshop training, Lightroom training, or Dreamweaver and Flash training. Go to my website, saitraining.co.uk. Or just stop by my Facebook page or my Google Plus page, or visit me on Twitter or LinkedIn, and let's connect. Thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from saitraining.co.uk, and this was another episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. I will see you next week.